Hey y'all, it's Kate. It's Wednesday. It's hump day. It's Kate at Kate Rambles On, and this is just going to be a short, quick video because I haven't posted one in a while, and because I want to explain why. Because it's too freaking hot to even think. Yeah, we're having a cool front right now, so we're only at 98 today rather than the triple digits. We've been in the triple digit teens. 108 as our regular temperature, 115 as the heat index. Is crazy. Look at those beautiful zinnia. It's been a struggle keeping everything alive. These are some wild African marigolds who are just coming up on their own, and I've had to water them. They're about to die. We have had no rain in the month of July, no rain into August, nothing substantial for Oklahoma. Nothing. I mean, look at my morning glories. Look at these little things. And today it's a cool day. Look at them. They're just like, oh. And they all got a big, healthy drink of water this morning. Hibiscus is holding up. She's tropical. And I've got her out of the direct sun. Wildflowers, they've even been struggling. And zinnia likes it when it gets dry. But they've even been struggling. And the 4 o'clocks are still hanging in there. My succulents have even struggled. Everything. I have been struggling. You can see all the reflectics. That window I didn't put it up today because I knew it was going to be a little bit cooler. And I was too lazy this morning. But I'm living in like a little black dark cave because it keeps things cooler. And it keeps my AC from struggling. Here's my green stalk. Look at her. These are all different types of zinnia. Here, they're all in the zinnia family. Million bells. Look at these big old girls. If these were on the ground, they'd be as tall as me. So, yeah, and this pot of zinnia is doing well. But I've got to keep them watered because they're just, even zinnia are even struggling. And it's crazy. It's crazy. They're tough little plants. They don't mind getting, things drying out and getting hot. And even they're asking for mercy. So, here's where the garden is right now. I've been turning my AC down so low that the compressor only kicks on sporadically. So when I get home, it's kind of warm. I've been pulling out a lawn chair, sitting it right under the AC vent, stripping down to just my underwear. Yes, topless, sitting in my underwear under the AC vent until I cool off. So I've let the cucumbers go. Goodbye. Bye-bye. And look what's growing in the middle of them. A zinnia. Yeah. So I got a beautiful red hot pepper. I'm going to use it as my thumbnail to showing how it's hot here in Oklahoma. Peppers are still going okay. I've still probably got about 8 or 10 growing here. That's the mammoth, which is a hot pepper. These are the jalapenos, which are the jalapenos, which all the flavor, none of the heat. I have found that mixing them and making my own little jar of pickled jalapenos has been wonderful. And the tomatoes and the bell pepper that I mixed in with there, oh my God. I chopped up some tomato and some bell pepper and some of those jalapenos, plus a fresh one, and put it on top of my chimichangas last night. On top of oh my God, it was so good. So I've still got a few tomatoes going, as you can see here, but I am, oh my God, how am I not even showing that? Okay, but they're about done. So whenever my landlord's ready, we're going to move my camper. It's going to move from this spot to right here. I want it to be just pulling in past my number 11. So it's going to sit right here. So I'll have a little bit of a backyard. He's going to have to move my my drain and some other stuff and my electrical thing because, I really don't want that one. I don't mind the electrical thing being right at my front door, but I don't want my sewer. And then I have a shed that I bought I need to put together, and I think I'm going to put it, right there. It's 5 by 6 by 3 deep, and I think it'll go right there. And I'm going to get a couple pallets. I was going to use paving stones to put it on, but I might use a pallet or something. That way I can anchor it to the pallet. It'll be airflow, whatever. But it's hot. It's so hot, guys. I'm about to go in because I am like dripping off the tip of my nose. There's sweat, and I'm not going to take a picture of it because it's gross and it's ugly. But there's my shed still in the box. It's just been too hot to put anything together. It's too hot to even think, too hot to breathe. Of course, I'm up by 5:30 every morning. So I come out at night, come out while it's dark, and I watch the sun come up. And the hummingbirds have been like crazy on the feeders. The wasps have been enjoying it too, but that's okay. All the little creatures need some water in this heat. But yeah, it's been miserable. And so I'm going to end this video. Sorry I haven't talked more. And I've made a few videos, but they've either not been what I wanted, or by the time I was done, I was suffering from so much heat exhaustion I just didn't continue. There's a little chickadee over there on that feeder. He's like, yeah, this is so good in here. There's still stuff. That I have not been filling up because, it's too accessible to the squirrels. But I have been putting a little bit in there because I don't want the squirrels to suffer either. I mean, I'm sure they're hungry and they need food. And because I'm a softie, I also put fresh water. I need to collect my little butter dishes that I've been using. But I usually, there's still some feed there. I still have a lot of high-end venison kibble that was Pandy's, and she's gone, so I give it out to any strays or any critters who might need it. Looky here. So the morning glory's like, we're dying from heat, but we're going to send out a tendril. But yeah, I'm going to put the I'm probably going to wait another hour, and then I'm going to come out here and put the sprinkler and just let it run for an hour, because you gotta figure in evaporation. But yeah, so here we are. Our pond is totally dried up. Like I said, we're in a drought, and we're in the triple digits. We have a reprieve until Saturday. They say the next couple days we're only going to be between 95 and 99 degrees Fahrenheit. Between 95 and 99 is what Oklahoma considers a cool front in the summer. We've been getting some clouds, but we haven't been getting any of it. It's all been any rain or everything has been north of us. It's just been skipping us. So, anywho, this is Kate's little blue mobile. As much as I don't love her, I think because she's a low trim package, she doesn't have tent, she doesn't have a backup camera. She's only got one door you can unlock at a time. There's only one key, and it goes right there. Otherwise, there's no other way to get in my car. Anyway, it's got some quirks, and it's 130,000 miles, but she gets great mileage, and I'm wondering if her age, she's a 2017, and the miles, which is only 130, but she's still driving so well. I have a feeling that someone didn't push her hard, that someone underestimated her because she is the basic trim package. There's nothing fancy about her. There's none of that, but she's still running good, and that's all I need. I don't care. At 33 miles a gallon, 32 to 33 miles a gallon on the highway, and 26 to 29 in town, I can't bitch about that. So Kate's going to go into her little cave, and we'll end this inside the cave so you guys can see actually the darkness that I'm living in. I don't mind it being dark because I'm just a night person, but I'm just ready to be able to open my windows and have some outside light come in. And once we get down in the low 90s, and I'll take this Reflectix off. My AC can handle that, and if the windows warm the camper up by a few degrees, it's not a big deal. But here we go. We're going into the cave. Don't look at my messy cave. That's a cooling blanket. Wow. It kind of does some cooling. So anyway, yeah, we'll just do a quick span. Kate didn't make the bed today. Kate hasn't. Oh, shit! It is dark. I told you I live in a cave, guys. I told you. So here, we'll turn the overhead light on. Oh. So, bird water, bird feed. I fed them this morning before I left for work. I just put these back in the house. Bird feed that does need to go outside. It will go into my shed as soon as I have my shed. But I know if I put it out there now, the squirrels or possums or the raccoons especially will figure out how to open it up and get into it. That blows cool air. I fill it with cold and frozen water, and it blows humid air for some humidity because we've had no moisture. Dirty bed, nightstand, trash can, table covered in crap. Yep, this is just Kate's messy house, y'all. Kate's messy cave. Yep, make any old grizzly proud, huh? So anyway, you guys take care. I hope you're doing well. Look at all my little maters. Look at my maters. And stay cool. And I'll hopefully talk to you on this weekend, okay? So yeah, we're just taking a look because this is how real people live. Real people who work hard, who are not white trash, who are not pathetic indigent, who enjoy living in their camper, but are just crammed in here in this hot summer. Yeah, I got a new TV, a small one, that can be mounted up there. This one was starting to it acts up. It was a gift. Sometimes it just wants to go out, but it takes up too much room. But it hasn't acted up in a few days. So just about the time I'm about to get my drill out and mount my mounting thing to mount this little 24-inch, she starts acting okay. So I went ahead and hooked the soundbar up, and I'm going to milk her as long as I can. But before the holidays, I'll definitely get my 24-inch TV up so that I have this for my Christmas tree, and I have some more counter space because I don't need a lot of space, but it's just me, and I like being tiny, but man, I'm just spreading out everywhere. That's the fan. During the day, I try to make sure that my vents, see that's closed, these are open, so that whatever cool air is blowing towards the outside edges of the camper, the skin, so that cold blowing against this area is fighting the heat trying to come in this area. Because when I open my cabinets, man, I can really feel the heat. That seems to be keeping it from clicking off and throwing my breaker. And as you can tell, I'm keeping it really low. Typically, when the days when I know that we're going to be at like between 105 and 110 is our base temperature before the heat index, I will turn this all the way to here so that it keeps the fan going. I know it's dirty, but I just cleaned it this weekend, but you know, it's a constant thing anyway. Just to keep, so it's cool in here. So I came home today, it's 77 in here. That's way too hot for me, but it's workable. There's days I come home and it's been 97, and what I do is I open up my little lawn chair, and I put it right here in the middle. And if you watch, that means I am directly under the vent. And then I will open these vents, which blows all the cold air right down on top of me. Now during the day, I don't need this area to be so much cool. I've found that through trial and error, it works better if I push that cold air against the sides where the heat's wanting to come in. Then I am able to keep the place tolerable without tripping my breaker. There is a small breaker that's not accessible to me that's inside my unit, so that when it does get super hot outside, if the compressor reaches a certain temperature, that little safety switch will turn off absolutely 100% power to the AC unit. Even if I try to turn the unit on in here, it will block any electrical access electricity going to this until the compressor reaches a temperature that it feels is safe, which is good. And I have popped that a couple times by thinking I was going to keep the camper cooler. And so I decided that, you know, I will set it back down lower and I will suffer through it on the hottest days. It's that I'll come home, it's later in the evening, I'm past, if it's not too bad. If it's really bad, I will go to my neighbors and sit there and watch a video and cool off. Because when I get home, I need to cool off. I need to get my work clothes off. I need to cool down. Oh, gosh. That is a solar battery charger. It's a Rockpals. It's not a Jackery. I can't afford a Jackery, but it's been doing great for the last few years. Niger seed Febreze for my brace, which I haven't been wearing in the past week because it is so hot out here, and it's so hot in some of our customers' houses that my brace is just sliding down my leg with sweat. And it's getting stinky, and I've been taking it apart and washing it, but you can see what's happened to it. It's not meant to be wore for 8-10 months at a time. It's getting so hot that even my stuff that's up here with command strips is starting to come loose, so I'm going to have to take that off. And I try not to drill any holes in here if I don't have to, but if I have to, I'd rather do that than to pull all this loose. But anyway, it's just one more thing to have to deal with. But yeah, the heat has been crazy here. And look at this. It's so bad that the ants are coming in for moisture. They're like, let's hang out on the poison feeder and die, because at least we think that's moisture. I've stuck a cotton ball in this hole to keep them from coming in, but you see it hasn't really helped. Yeah, go outside. Oh no, he just went into See, that thing is full, so I'm going to have to put another one in here. And those are the big black ants. Those aren't the little sugar tiny little bitty tiny ants that you see at sugar ants. Those are big black ants, and that's the only place I can think they come in. And they're coming in because they're looking for moisture too, poor little things. As much water as I try to put out for the birds and the critters, you would think that the ants would find it. Best work shoes ever. Crocs. No slip, no big grooves to track stuff. They dry easy, comfortable, love them. For someone who hated Crocs when Crocs first came out, Crocs cured my plantar fasciitis. Crocs also helped heal my Achilles tendon pulls. I love my Crocs. But anyway. So yeah, I'm going to leave this. This has gone longer than I thought. And I'm showing you more of my dirty little camper than I expected. But this is how real people live. And I could rent a house. I could rent an apartment. I could rent something bigger with more room and pay more money. For what? So that I have a bed to sleep in and a table and some chairs and a kitchen. That's all I would use in an apartment or in a house. And so the rest of it would just be superfluous. It would be superfluous. I wouldn't use it. I would have to clean it. I'd have to upkeep it, and I would of course end up filling it with shit because that's what people do. But this was the ladder that for Pandy, so my kitty could get up on the counter because she was too old to jump. Now I'm using it for shoes and garden equipment, my Dutch oven, sweet potato. It just kind of keeps things together there. It helps me to organize. Those are sodas that just need to go in the fridge, but I didn't have room, so they're sitting in the bag. But anyhow, I don't have to, since I'm not having surgery, I don't have to get a recliner. I figured out how, even with one leg, to get up into my bed, which I keep my house pretty cool, but being my age at 57, and the fact that my temperature gauge is broke, whatever reason it gets broke at that age, so I end up sleeping in my underwear at night, which is not comfortable for me because my skin gets chilly. So I cover with my cooling blanket, but then I still have my little bitty tiny fleece one here to cover the shoulder that the fan is blowing onto the cooling blanket, which is keeping me cool. But if I don't do that, then I'm too hot and I wake up in a pile of sweat. So you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't, especially at when you're at those menopausal ages. So anyway, y'all, I love you. Take care. I hope to send you a video soon. I'm going to post this as soon as I get off of here. So y'all just have to suck up the bad content creation because that's Kate. Kate wants to keep it real, and this is for me to be cathartic and to talk to you guys. And I ain't faking shit. This is just how I live. So I love you guys. Take care. Melissa, Chucks and Chicks, your babies are beautiful. I love you. Rose, I hope you see this. Colin, I don't know where in the world you're traveling right now, but I love you, bro. Bye.